Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Radio. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years, and today I have my special guest. He is a hypnotist who specializes in conversational hypnosis, none other than Mr. Deron Singh. Welcome to Book One One Review, Mr. Deron, and can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Yep. So I'm Duran. I'm a conversational hypnotist. I use conversation or hypnosis conversationally to help people bypass the analytical part of their mind to help impress and create a different change and identity for themselves. So look at it. I like to look at it as reprogramming a computer, where the computer is your mind. So ultimately, I just help people reprogram it to where it's better suited based off of what they're seeking as far as desires go.
Mr. Deron Singh, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom with us. And today, let's talk about eliminate overthinking and mental chatter so they can make decisions quickly. So tell us, what is the fundamental differences between productive analysis and paralyzing overthinking? How can someone recognize the moment they have crossed that line?
Yeah, so overthinking is really just a way that we is a strategy that we use to cope with particular things, most importantly, emotions. So you're either thinking or you're feeling. And when you're feeling, you're just being in the moment and you're being present. Whenever you're thinking, you're either thinking about something in the past or you're thinking of something in the future. So when someone is overthinking, overanalyzing, over conceptualizing something, what they're doing is they're putting all the energy into their head, which prevents them from actually feeling. So it's just you could say it's no different than someone being addicted to something where they're addicted to their thoughts, their thinking, and it's because their body may not feel safe to be in or may feel unsafe to feel their emotions. So they've created this coping strategy of overthinking to keep them in this perpetual state of overanalysis and overanalyzing. And the key to be present is to feel in the moment. However, if people have a hard time feeling because they're constantly thinking, it prevents them from doing so. And when that, if that were to take place, it's because the emotions that they may be holding on to, which they've suppressed, which then becomes repressed, may be uncomfortable to actually experience and actually feel. So the key is to get them to not just feel relaxed, but for them to actually feel safe, because safety is more important than relaxation to the mind. Because whenever anyone or anything is in a safe environment, externally and internally, it begins the process of release. And for us as people or human beings, release would be releasing emotions that have been repressed.
Is overthinking primarily a habit of the mind, a symptom of fear, or a combination of both?
Everything's gonna, I would say both. It's a fear base which creates that perpetuates into a habit. So they're very much connected, primarily because what we're avoiding could be a repressed fear. And because we're avoiding this emotion of fear, we perpetuate with the overthinking, which is where the habit comes in.
You often say we are not our thoughts. What is a practice way for someone to truly internalize these and create a distance from their mental chatter in a moment of stress?
One of the easiest ways is to do a body scan. Doing a body scan is really helpful because it gets them back into their body. And what people will notice is as they were to do a body scan, what tends to happen is they may become aware of their mental chatter. And that mental chatter is really just trying to get their attention and pull them out of the moment of now into a moment of the past or the future. And what's really important is for them to just be very disciplined and just focus on their body. And that's going to allow them to get better, create a better relationship with their body and their emotions and their feelings, connecting them back with it, especially if they've been in a place where they've had a hard time actually feeling. And sometimes, and this is something I've had to deal with myself, I like to mention to people that not feeling is a feeling. And when I say feeling, I don't mean to label it of, okay, this is sadness, this is fear, this is anger. When you label it, you're using that cognitive part of your brain and you're analyzing. What you want to do is just be in your body and just become aware of what you are feeling. It could be a tightness in your chest, constriction in your throat, a throbbing in your forehead. These are the feelings that you want to identify. And when you do that, you don't want to get caught up into the narrative of, oh, this is because of this or this, because your body doesn't care about that. Your mind wants to get you into this rabbit hole of overthinking all the time. You just need to become aware. And that's very, very critical. And awareness will start that process of change happening for you. So it will start off as the fear because every problem is going to originate from some type of emotion, and it will perpetuate into something which is most likely a habit, which is a habit that we're not really fond of.
Strategies for silence and clarity. What is a simple sub 60-second technique anyone can use in the heat of the moment that halt a spiraling thought cycle and reset their brain?
It goes back to the same technique. Just body scan was is the easiest thing that they can do. Doesn't matter where you are. You just focus on your body. Your mind may be chattering away, but you just disregard what's happening and you just focus on your body and notice where you feel a particular thing without trying to label it as, oh, it's this is fear, this is anger, this is sadness. Just tap into your body. That's the easiest thing that you can do.
How do you define a good enough decision and learn to trust it, especially in culture that often demands perfection and exhaustive research?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
How do you define a good enough decision and learn it to trust it, especially in a culture that often demands perfection and exhaustive research?
Well, you define a good enough. I mean, we have control over what we define as what is. So if you perceive culture as being one that's seeking perfection, then yeah, and you seek acceptance, then yeah, you're gonna burn yourself out. Ultimately, these are just deeper layers of something else. So if someone is seeking to be good enough, you have to find that within yourself. And when you do find that within yourself, you're not going to be concerned about what other people are seeking of you. And that's what's very critical is to disregard all the noise going on, just like the noise that may go on in your head. Disregard it because all that bantering is not going to help you out. So if someone's seeking perfection, think about it. Like no one is perfect. And we all do make mistakes. And if someone's not accepting of that, because that's really what a perfectionist is they're not accepting. And if that doesn't happen, then no matter what they do, it's not going to be good enough for them or for anyone else. So it's very critical for that individual. to really know that what they are doing is enough, accept what they are and where they are. And by them accepting those things, they'll notice that they'll actually be able to expand a lot further in their life. So it's really just disregarding what people see perfectionism as, because everyone has a different definition of it.
And we often live in our heads. What is the most effective way to use body through breath, movement, or sensation to instantly quiet mental noise?
Um, like I said, it goes back to the technique. Body scan is an easy way to do that. If someone's looking to go even deeper and further to where they don't need to use a tool anymore, then I would say conversational hypnosis is very, very paramount, because that's going to reprogram things on that deeper level where they don't need a tool in a particular moment, where the rewiring has taken place on the deep subconscious, unconscious level, where that's going to be an identity shift for them.
The decision making engine, Mr. Deron. For smaller daily decisions, what is a simple rule that can prevent them from clogging our mental bandwidth?
Stop learning. It sounds really weird, but we we consume too much information now. We consume information at a rate that is so astronomical that it's just bombarding our mind with processing all of it. And what that does is it just overwhelms our mind, where we don't need more information, we need more presence.
We need more presence. I like that, Mr. Duran. And tell us, how does having a clearly defined set of core personal or professional values act as an authentic decision filter, reducing the need for overanalysis?
I'm I'm confused. What was the question?
How does having a clearly defined set of core personal or professional values act as an authentic decision filter, reducing the need of over analysis or too much
Well,
thinking?
yeah. Well, if you're not thinking, you're being, and when you are just being, you'll notice that you make better decisions, because really you're acting. You're acting on that impulse that's coming from that. I guess you could say that deeper emotional self of ours, or that unconscious intuitive self. However, when you overthink, what you're doing is you're creating more doubt. You're creating uncertainty, and by you acting on your values, you're showing the world who you are. You're being your authentic, true, welcoming self, and who you are is enough. And that's the most important thing to realize. And on top of that, not everyone's going to accept you, and that's okay. Not everyone's supposed to accept you, because if you're seeking acceptance from everyone, if there's one person that you're not gaining acceptance from, it's most likely yourself. And that turns into letting go of that people pleasing syndrome, because all that's going to do is make sure that you make sure it is making you make sure everyone gets what their needs met, except yourself. So it's you putting yourself first, and by you doing that, you can be a better impact to others around you and your culture, your society, and just your environment.
What is the psychological benefit of imposing a strict time limit on decision, and how does it force the brain into more efficient mode?
Well, if you're ruminating on a particular problem, like it's not benefiting you. What's really important is, I like the term letting go. You just you give it to the source. You give it to your subconscious mind to figure out. Your mind has all the answers to everything that you need. So there's no need to ruminate or meditate on that particular problem. You can just be as simple as I want a solution to X, Y, and Z, and you just let it go and you just carry on your day and be patient. And by doing that, you'll realize that the answers that you need may show up in the form of a word, a phrase, a symbol, an image, a metaphor, intuitive idea, and you just gotta be open to how it shows up for you. I mean, that's how I operate now. Now I could tell you before I used to be a person where I have an issue or problem or an idea, and I would ruminate on it. And I'm sure many people are very similar to me, where by doing that, you notice that you don't get a solution. But it's that moment when you just take your attention off it, and next thing you know, it's an idea pops up, and it's the same thing. You take your attention off the thing because you're just putting trust that your mind knows the answer to whatever it is that you seek, and it is that powerful because our mind is that powerful.
Mr. Deron, as a hypnotist, what are your short-term and long-term goals?
What was the my goals?
Yes.
Just to continue growing my practice, growing my practice, working with unique set of individuals and clients, and helping them um, just create a different identity than where they are now, whether it be overcoming heartbreak, relationship issues, depression, anxiety, financial scarcity. There's a long list of things. However, if whatever you're going through, just know that it can be resolved based off of the power of changing your mind on whatever is taking place. Going back to the metaphor I used earlier, it's just like a computer. If you don't like what your computer is doing, you change the program. You don't look at the keyboard and say, I don't like the keyboard. The keyboard is the reason why my computer is running in a bad program. Or you don't look at the mouse pad. You don't do that because that's all external things. You change that, the program's still the same inside. So what you do is you go inside because that's where the program is, and you change that to one that's better to your liking and given your situation. We have that control within ourselves. You just have to know how to maneuver and get through to the mind where it does want to resist change because change is unfamiliar and may be seen as not safe. So you have to create safety within in order to change without or change within as well.
Mr. Deron, good luck to your goals and looking forward for more success. And what would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be hypnotists like you?
Yeah, if you've never done conversational hypnosis, I would definitely recommend you try it out. I have a free recording on my YouTube channel at Deron_Singh. It's a great resource that you can use. By you watching it, you're going to gain benefits just like the clients that I have in those videos. So I feel so definitely check those out. Um, the advice is also just know that be open to change. Change may seem scary, and it's something that we resist, even though we do want to achieve certain things. But as you become more open to it, you'll notice how things in your life will drastically change for the good.
Well, thank you for that advice, Mr. Deron. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Yeah, I think a good book just based off of the technique I mentioned, the body scan, Eckhart Tolle Power Now is a great book to kind of get you into present awareness. Um, and yeah, I think that's probably a good starting point for many people.
It's starting indeed, and thank you for that recommended books, Mr. Deron. For a larger decisions, how can the one-way door versus two-way door metaphor to help prioritize where to place our mental energy?
I'm confused what you're asking.
So, how can the one-way door versus two-way door metaphor of thinking to help prioritize where to place our mental health energy?
Um, it goes back to being present. If you're being present, you're going to know what decisions to make, and they are easy to make. You'll notice if you're letting your mind run rampant, it's going to feel like you're going in and out doors all throughout the day. But if you're just walking slowly towards a particular door, you're going to notice which door to go through is going to be very simple for you because you're just acting on intuition and faith, and that's your unconscious mind. It's showing you where to go. So just have faith and trust.
Mr. Deron, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my Abstract Essay is already in fifth season, Abstract Poetry in second season, and my Book 101 review in fifth season too, Comedy 101 in second season, and my Food 101 in fifth season as well, Geography 101 in fourth season, and my baby podcast, Law 101, and Mental Health 101, Love Letters in third season, and Movie 101 review and Music 101 in fourth season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Deron, if someone successfully implements these strategies, what is the symbol or what the single biggest liberation they will experience in their life and work?
Less mental chatter and just more being. We're called human beings for a reason. So it's just more of them being, and that's what we're designed to be. Just be in the moment and know that by doing that, everything that people want is going to show up for them.
Mr. Deron Singh, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to us. Please invite our listeners to support your business, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now.
Yeah, definitely feel free to check me out on Instagram, Deron_Singh. And then YouTube at Deron_Singh, and then my website, DeronSingh.com.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Deron Singh because if you support him for sure, more and more empowering hypnosis to come. So, Mr. Deron, thank you so much for your time.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Moticon people, see you soon.